What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Feeling a little bit down today, obviously, due to yesterday's result of the Eagles game. But we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so we got new books coming out this week. I brought back, we got some nice sketch covers. I brought back some old sketch covers that did not go the first time around. So let's see. And I found some people that did not pay from way back when. We entered that stuff into the inventory, and some of them are nice ratios. So hopefully Robert joins us at some point tonight. But I checked the prices. They held their value pretty well. And then I lowered the prices from whatever I saw. All right, so out this week on Wednesday, Dynamite Blood Red #4. Let's see, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. John will be happy. John's supposed to be here. I hope he gets here soon because he said he'd be here before the show, but hopefully he's okay. Space Ghost #7 and Vampire Armageddon #7. So those are the books come out Wednesday. So let's see. What happened about what, Marcus? All right, so we'll talk about the football talk in a little bit. So hang out. We'll be right back. All right, still no John. That's weird. All right, so here we are. Robbie, what's going on, bud?
What's up, Rex? How you doing? My condolences to you, my friend.
I have to say I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. The offense could not generate any points in the second half. That has been the story of the entire season. Now, I heard rumors on Facebook, but you never know if that's true because it's one of the same groups where I heard that Doug Peterson was supposedly coming back and becoming the offensive coordinator, which obviously did not happen. So that was rumor. So the rumor is they fired the guy, Kevin Patullo, who is the offensive coordinator. So I don't know if that's true, but, some of these sites, it's fake news, whatever. Yeah. Dave Cerrone, what's happening, bud? Long time no see. So I am definitely disappointed. One thing I know that's got to happen is A.J. Brown, he's got to go. After all of his whining and moaning over the last season, he had that second pass that dropped. Dude, that passed right through his hands. Okay, right through his hands. You see the replay? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, and didn't him and the coach get into some kind of altercation or something?
Yeah, on the and then they had because so what I read was he wouldn't come off the field. He wanted to stay in, and they were yelling for him to come off. It was right before the half. So details, I don't know, but after all that's gone on this season, and even before seasons, this season, even previous seasons, I don't know. I saw that meme, Marcus. By the way, Patullo with a McDonald's uniform on. I don't see how you can hold him. And right now, it's not even worth it. He makes those catches at a critical point in the game, and it changes the whole outcome of the game. Yeah. All right, so it is just sad what's going on. But the good news is, hold on. So I have my daughter here. Let me see what she says. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let me just tell her I'm streaming. Oh, shoot.
I'm like that screensaver on TVs.
That's the problem. She took a screenshot of her text. So I tried to answer that and realized I can't. Let me let her know I'm streaming. All right, so I don't know. San Francisco, I think, is going to have a hard time with Seattle because first they lost Kittle, right, with the torn Achilles or whatever. So that and their team's already decimated. So I don't see how they're going to be able to get past Seattle. That's unbelievably high. But I have to admit, it was a great wild card weekend in that every single game came down to the fourth quarter and came down to one score. So that, if you're a football fan and your team's out, you have to admit that was a very exciting weekend.
Bro,
Not a single game was a blowout.
That Bears
so I enjoyed
game was
that.
Crazy, right? Hello?
You're coming in and out. I don't know if it's me or it's you. The Bears game. Yes, it was. So they final. What's that? Yeah, it's me. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why that is. But yeah, so that Bears game was nuts. There he is. So the Bears game was nuts, but every game was like that this weekend. I mean, there wasn't one that was a blowout. They were all very close, back and forth, lead changes. But the Bears made me a believer. I thought Caleb was kind of, Yes, that's true. Yeah, so when I get out of here, I'm going to watch that one.
Pitchers and catchers soon. No one cares about football anymore.
Shut your mouth.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Shut your mouth.
Pitchers and catchers.
So how you doing, John? Nice of you to finally join us.
I'm doing well. I was outside talking to the movers and shakers front of the office. He had to show me a cool picture of Lionel.
Oh my God! Except for the
Patriots. I'm glad you don't have the comic book rack up here because tonight we will be talking about the winner of the Astro Awards. Not interested in anything else. Don't bring up comics. They can buy stuff at the website. The winner of the Astro Awards for horror melted my heart. Not Ethan Hawke, not Sophie Thatcher, not any of these other amazing performances done in the genre of horror. The winner, Indy the dog from Good Boy. Not just nominated, he won.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm assuming that you do, Rob.
I don't think I've ever heard of the Astro Awards, but I get an idea about what he's talking about.
That's supposed to be horror's kind of like Golden Globes, Big Night Out type of thing. And when the dog was nominated for Good Boy, I thought, it's probably like a little bit of a stunt or whatever. It's no big deal because Ethan Hawke is in there for Black Phone. They had like real, like pretty popular, well-known actors. The dog won. And apparently the dog won by a lot.
That's nice.
Between that and Marvel Unlimited doing all the animal stuff, I've come to the conclusion that humans in horror and stuff, that's yesterday. Apparently now we have a movie out called Primate showing you exactly how serial killer thriller levels should be done.
I've heard Primate's actually good. I was going to go see it yesterday and got distracted and did other things, but I'm definitely planning on checking it out. I hear it's not great, but that it's kind of fun is what I'm hearing.
It's I enjoyed it. I've seen it a couple times already. People have seen the previews. Going back to Planet of the Apes, my first movie I can remember watching as a child was King Kong, like the original black and white. I'm a sucker for simians, and this is sort of another, Ape Gone Wild. If you've seen Monkey Shines and some of these other movies, it's all people are saying it's a modern Murder of the Rue Morgue. I wouldn't go that far. I would say if you're a horror fan, it's a fun way to spend 2 hours. Polish off some peanut M&Ms and popcorn, giant soda. It's a fun watch. I'm certainly not going to tell people, take out a mortgage on your house and go see the movie, but it's a lot of fun. Plus, this is the time of year where for horror, it's a little bit, a little bit thin on the ground. Not a lot
Is
right
it?
now for horror. So
Rob, what is the movie of the night?
Heat.
Oh man, Heat.
It's Heat.
Yeah, Michael Mann's Heat from 1995. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and a few other amazing performances. This is probably one of Michael Mann's best films. I love this movie. This is going to be an exciting conversation. That's what we're talking about tonight on PCP Movie Night.
And this is probably the Michael Mann movie that generated all the sort of like Hollywood gossip. This is happening. That's happening. I just rewatched this recently. You got a lot of massive heavyweight talent in here. So there were, you know what I mean? There were, when was the last time Pacino and De Niro had worked together?
Right.
Well, they had been in movies together, but they had never actually had any scenes together.
Yeah.
Right? So, for instance, like Godfather 2, right? But
that's what I was going to say.
This movie's also incredibly influential. It's like a direct influence on Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, like for sure. Like the colors, like the way it's set up, the action sequences, even the idea that William Fichtner is the bank manager in Dark Knight and he's the dude that they steal from in the beginning of Heat. It's all like an homage to one of the absolute greatest crime films and one of the best films of the 90s, in my opinion. But yeah, Manhunter's great too, #1 Marvel fan. That's why I say Heat is one of Mann's best films, because I can't ever quite decide if Heat or Manhunter are my favorite Michael Mann film. But I don't know. They're both.
All right, so Space Case. I don't know if we have any Hawkeye pages. The best bet is to email me the request and the price range you want to be in, and I can definitely look for you, bud. All right. So I'll have to involve Nick, and if Nick doesn't have any or doesn't have one in your price point, I can always call Spencer back and see if he has one for you.
The publisher is going to be busy securing the rights for Good Dog, the comic.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Clearly, people know I enjoyed Good Dog. I love dogs. I thought the movie was great. I thought somebody took a chance on something different. I love when someone takes a chance on something. Backstory goes, this had been shopped around for a while, this idea of a horror movie seen through the dog's eyes, essentially. People were like, this is terrible, this is terrible. Eventually, someone realizes, you know what, this can be cool. I don't know if the dog deserves a human award, but, certainly the dog deserves a huge amount of treats, because the movie's a lot of fun. It's available, I think, on, let's say, Amazon Prime maybe right now.
So Space Case, I don't actually know, but Marcus might be able to answer that question. Is he in that? Yeah, he's in here. So Marcus might be able to tell you the price for the Byrne stuff, West Coast Avengers. We have not seen a lot of
Byrne is in John Byrne?
I assume.
The answer is usually, if you have to ask.
You never know.
The prices for Byrne stuff
it's pretty high.
They're pretty high. It's not,
All right, let's do shout outs real quick. All right, hold on. Let me go back to the top here. All right, so what do we got here? Oops. What happened? Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's a good idea. You do a Manhunter, Live and Die in LA double feature. That's
I love Manhunter. I would say Manhunter is better than Red Dragon, in my opinion. But I'm really into Michael Mann. Like Thief is amazing. I love The Insider. His stuff's amazing. Last of the Mohicans, The Keep. I saw somebody mention The Keep, and that's not even really the version of that film he wanted to release, and it's still a great film, I think. So,
all right. So Kenneth Bird in the house. Preston, what's going on? Ed Weird, what's happening, bud? Let's see who else is here.
PJ, let me see some canine studies by the end of the week.
#1 Marvel fan, what's going on, bud? Easy, go lucky. What's happening? Let's see. Mike Asbill, as always. Let's see. Marcus.
An artist working on dogs because.
Space Case. Bar Lord, what's happening, bud? Of course, Dave Cerrone, who we haven't seen for a while, but glad he's here. Let me see. Did I miss anyone?
Beef with James Caan is one of those movies that shows you forget how good an actor James Caan was
Yeah.
before he was Buddy's dad in Elf. You know what I mean? You kind of have to scroll back a little bit. And James Caan Thief has that same sort of 1970s Gene Hackman energy, like in a movie, like The Conversation.
Alberto,
if you've never seen The Conversation with Gene Hackman, go find that. I'm sure it's on one of the streaming services, or you can rent it on Apple TV for $3 or something. Very cool movie. And I think the 70s is where you first started getting these movies where there's a world that you're not seeing.
CVB,
not like supernatural type of stuff, but you know what I mean? And I think you advance to the 2000s, 2010s, and that's the world of John Wick, right? Here's the world you see every day going to work. And then here's, the world of John Wick, where people aren't quite superhuman, but they're certainly more than human in terms of training and skill set and stuff like that.
Canadian, what's happening, bud? Let's see.
What comic series comes closest to the vibe of Heat? Oh, wow. Part of me wants to say Powers.
Leonard Pig, what's happening? I haven't seen you in a while either.
As far as like mood and atmosphere, I would say something like 100 Bullets, but I feel more leaned into like Brubaker and Phillips's work on Criminal. I think that would probably. Yeah,
so
maybe.
wait a minute. Let's see. Someone just said they have not seen Alienation.
Like the series or the original movie?
No, the James Caan movie.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I think that's a good, I think that worked out really well. And again, here's James Caan jumping into a genre. Maybe you won't, that might not be the first thing.
That was tremendous. That movie was awesome. Mandy Patinkin was the alien. Yeah. That was an excellent movie. That was a definite sleeper. No one saw that one coming.
I don't think that movie was expected to do as well as it did. There was a TV show a few years later.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to watch it.
With Gary Graham.
Yeah, Sam George Francisco. You're right. Awesome movie.
James Caan, I tell people, they'll look at his filmography and you'll see things that'll pop out on there.
Yeah.
That maybe not what you expect him in.
Rollerball.
Rollerball is the one where I guess that's kind of his intro to sci-fi.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I think maybe more than sci-fi, it's almost like if you watch the original Rollerball, you see a lot of parallels to the world now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
It was sort of
that's
a little bit.
True.
I saw somebody in the chat mention Way of the Gun. That's an underrated movie, and his performance in that movie is great. And don't sleep on. I loved it when I was a kid. What's that movie with Nicolas Cage, Sarah Jessica Parker? Is it Honeymoon in Vegas? Is that the one where he's like the sleazy guy who tries to steal away Nicolas Cage's fiance?
Maybe that is Honeymoon in Vegas. I don't know if that's
actually one of James Caan's very early movies. He was in with John Wayne in a Western.
Oh yeah, he played the kid that couldn't see, so they gave him the shotgun.
They gave him the shotgun.
His name was Mississippi.
Shotgun.
That character was Mississippi. They didn't understand why he kept missing people with a pistol. Because he couldn't see. And the funny thing is, you see that beat repeated in Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
The blind kid, and finally you're like, dude, can you see past like 20 yards? No.
What was the name of that movie? Do you remember?
Not Rio Grande.
El Dorado.
Yes,
thank you.
And is that with Robert Mitchum too?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think they actually did that story twice. John Wayne essentially made the same movie twice. Once I think it had Robert Mitchum. I'm not sure if that's also the one.
One of my favorite movies.
That's the same one. He played the sheriff.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies of John Wayne was The Sons of Katie Elder.
Yep.
Dean Martin was in that.
Holloman was in that movie.
Brian Song, very good call there, CJ.
Yep, and Brian gave the Misery shout out. Yep, Misery is a great one. Misery is one of the best. Misery is one of the best Stephen King adaptations.
It's just it's so cringe.
This movie does not get mentioned enough, but when we talk about you've got Stephen King with like an iceberg level of work, right? Like it's a massive amount of body of work over the last 40 years or whatever.
Right.
If you add up Richard Bachman, all this other stuff, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. You look at Misery, when people start talking about Stephen King movies, I don't hear Misery mentioned a lot. And it should be probably the first movie people mention. You look at the original Misery, you look at the movie, you look at the performances in the movie. Everybody has a favorite Stephen King movie. Some of them good, some of them not as successful. Some of them totally, completely made up. I think Misery is, I don't know how you're looking at Kathy Bates, James Caan. There is like a sort of, I hate to put it this way, but sphincter clenching quality to that movie when you're watching it. You're really sort of,
Right.
You know what I mean?
My favorite Stephen King movie would be The Shining, though
The
Stephen
Shining.
King would disagree. But outside of that, I like anything Frank Darabont did, man. Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption, and The Mist. I love The Mist, man.
The Mist was a movie where, if I remember correctly, Frank Darabont took that movie to where Stephen King didn't. I might be wrong here, but I think
he changed the ending. He
changed the ending. The Mist
and
was
King says he wishes he could put that ending in the story.
Yeah, he wished he'd done that ending, because if I remember correctly, The Mist was sort of ended. If you've seen The Mist, it was sort of, I'll put it this way, I don't want to do any spoilers, but it was not conclusive of how the movie ended. There was sort of like in the book, I'm sorry. In the book, it was a little bit open-ended. Like, does this happen or does this not happen? Frank Darabont said, no, we don't do that in Hollywood. I understand on the written page it's a different story. But, people pay their money for their soda and their popcorn. They're going to get an end to this movie. And I know some Stephen King fans initially were like, that wasn't in the movie. Stephen King himself, like Robbie said, I wish I'd done that. It's excellent. It's amazing.
So, yeah, The Shining, Stanley Hotel, in somewhere in the entrance, the town that is the entrance, I always forget the name of the town, to the National Park, okay, the Stanley Hotel, which I took a tour of. It was just a fluke because we get to the visitor center that day, and they're telling me that going to National Park, first of all, it's like a 200-mile drive, and there's no way out on the other end. You have to come all the way back, right? And apparently there was a 2-hour line of cars to get in. So we didn't have that kind of time, right? So my daughter suggested we go to the Stanley Hotel. There are ads everywhere. Took the tour. Thought, what the heck? We've come this way anyway, right? That had to be the most fun I've ever had. It was very crowded.
Man, it's trolling.
Goo, what's happening? It was a fun time, and apparently they make a lot of money running the tours. So the tour guide told us that Stephen King and his wife were trapped there during a snowstorm as they were returning to Boulder or returning to Boulder or leaving Boulder in a snowstorm. Estes Park. That's right. Thank you, Edward. That's what. Now I remember it. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
You're never going to see places like that, because as soon as they tell me, oh, there's only one way in and out, I'll catch it on YouTube.
Not from in the national park. There's only one way in and out. You're in the Rocky Mountains, for goodness sakes.
I've seen too many horror movies to trust.
Storm of the Century. So
no.
So apparently it was in the 70s, and the Stanley Hotel was losing money hand over fist for a lot of different reasons, and they had closed for the season. Okay. And there was a snowstorm. So a lot of what you read in the book and saw in the movie is true. So it was down to a skeleton crew, like a cook and a couple of housekeeping staff. So they let them in, and apparently Stephen King and his wife were just hanging out with this handful of staff, and they were feeding them and obviously all that stuff. And somewhere along the line, he came up with the idea of writing The Shining. And I got to tell you, it was quite the tour. It was a lot of fun. It was amazing. One of the most amazing things, beyond the spooky stuff.
Is this creepy? Is this where Joe Hill was conceived? Because that would explain a lot.
No, but the actual.
You know what I'm saying? That would make a lot of sense.
What he turned it into a hotel. The actual story about the owner. The one bought it was bought as a single family compound for a guy who got rich. Get this, it was very interesting. So this guy and his partner developed celluloid film, which they then sold to Eastman, which then became Kodak. So he and his partner invented celluloid film. So he retired after that. So he married his wife, who was an opera singer. He developed tuberculosis. So at that time, they didn't really have, medicine was obviously, somewhat backwards at that period. So they suggested he move to someplace with a thinner atmosphere. So that's why he ended up, moving to that place, Estes Park in Colorado, right at the entrance of the Rocky Mountain National Park, because it's so elevated. You figure Denver's already a mile high. This was even higher. So the air was super thin. So it helped him with his TB. And it's beautiful. The hotel itself is huge. There is no AC in there. So they designed it so that airflow comes from two ends of the building. It was a very circular stairwell on both ends of the building. They went a long explanation. If you're into architecture, you might understand a little better than I did. But what I do know, it was 85 degrees that day. So it was hot outside, standing in the sun. It felt like it was probably 70 inside the hotel because of the way it was designed. It was fascinating. The tour was packed, so it was hard for it to be scary. We were there in broad daylight, but it was just, hey, Becky, it was a tremendous tour. So if anyone's out that way, I definitely suggest you stop there. John will appreciate this. So we go there, we go to the visitor center, and I asked, I had a hankering for barbecue. So I go, what is the best barbecue joint we can go to? So apparently it was the restaurant at the golf course down the mountain a little bit. So we went there. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Pretty good barbecue. Not the best I've ever had, but it was decent. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But that was a fun trip. Really a very fun trip. All right. So Jay gently reminded me just in time for a late break. So we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we'll get to the giveaway.
It's the time to be super late for the break.
Sorry, Jay. All right. Hang out. We'll be right back.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com. In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great. Thanks.
All right, we are back. All right, so the giveaway of the night is Deadliest Bouquet number 5, signed by Erica Schultz. All right, and the hashtag, as always, is EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right. All right, so, well, what's been going on? I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
It's been a nice holiday. It was quiet. I didn't want to do a lot of traveling. Gina's family is split up with all the drama and politics and all that other stuff. And I've told my wife a million times, if you want to go ahead and go. I've never been that guy that's like, don't spend the money, whatever. Go ahead. She makes more money than I do. Now, go ahead, spend it. Don't involve me.
So that's not too hard.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me to go. Don't ask me to pretend to be nice to people. Just leave me alone. The people I talk to are the people I want to talk to. And if you haven't gotten a call from me in 3 years, take the hint. I don't know what to tell you.
So what was up with your car? What they have to do?
Just get more money out of me. It's just now.
So did they tell you what it was?
I almost bought a car, and at the last minute, the guy, and he has every right to do this. If you're selling something and somebody comes in and offers you more money, you have every right to take it. I made my living as an independent businessman, small businessman. So I'm not going to. I won't say I didn't do this in the past.
So no, what was wrong with your car though? What did they tell you?
Oh, it was, like the valve. It was like a whole under part assembly that connects like the water cooler and the radiator and the circulator pump and everything and blah blah blah.
So
$2,000.
Yeah, I told you don't do that, but you didn't listen to me. So
once the car is a BMW, you are already in for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
That's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. So John, it was a Friday in between New Year's and
Christmas and New Year's?
Yeah, wasn't it? So I knew the office was dead. So I thought John and I could go out to lunch. So
my God, that was awful.
No, it wasn't. It was an adventure, but it was fun. So we went to a place called Sushi Boss, which is a new place, relatively new, right? Within the last 6 months, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I remember that opened in the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say about 6 months.
So great lunch. John offered to pick me up. Unknown, what's up, bud? I found a Batman comic for you. You'll know what I mean. So, so John picked me up. So we're driving there, not too far, about the next town over, a couple towns over. So New Jersey is a small state. So we get there and we get out of the car, and this happened to me so many times. And I even know the smell. I go, so John's engine is smoking, and it just smells like burnt antifreeze. So we limp back here to the office, and John's wife has to pick him up. So which was fine. They don't live far from here. I've never met John's wife, so that was the first time. Nice lady. So I have a mechanic that I found, and I wouldn't have bought my daughter's car if I didn't know this guy. He comes to you, so it's a mechanic that makes house calls, and I buy the parts myself, and then he charges me for labor, and it's always very fair. So I told John, but his wife wanted him to take it to BMW. I told John his car is on the older side to the point where he's thinking about getting a new one. I told him, dude, you should call my guy. Okay, he replaced my catalytic converter on my daughter's car. So I managed to find the part itself for $75, and he charged me like $200 to put in. Last time I had to get a cat replaced, man, the mechanic ripped me off and charged me $2,000.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's the price. You know what this teaches you now? All those people who went to science school instead of VOTEC and auto mechanics. I hope the test tube jockeys are making as much as the car people, because
John, if you don't get rid of the car,
Marcus, you're absolutely right, by the way, because in addition to being other things, Nick Rucci won. Nick Rucci is one of the publishers of the year. Nick Sirianni,
I saw that. Yeah,
not so much.
Yeah, that was very, very sad, but not surprising. Once again, they could not score in the second half.
It's sad that Nick won, or it's sad that the Eagles.
The Eagles lost. Are you kidding me?
I was going to say, do you have money on another candidate for Publisher of the Year? I'm not quite sure how the industry works.
Preston, the answer to that is no. We will never see Rudolph again. I promise you that. He sleeps with the fishes. All
I
right.
know where Rudolph is, but when people ask, I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. That's exactly.
He's
No, you don't.
buried under Giant Stadium with
No, you
Jimmy
don't.
Hoffa.
No, Rudolph was. Oh,
Crimson, what's up, man?
Rudolph is a no. Let's just.
Yeah, I am anti Rudolph. I like the cartoon claymation every year I watch it, but the bobbing head Rudolph is gone.
Marcus is nice. Rudolph was chopped off at a farm upstate. There you go.
Yeah, there you go, Marcus.
Are you anti all reindeers? Or
No,
just
it's just a bobblehead Rudolph.
Rudolph? Okay. I just want to make
That's
sure.
it.
I just want to make sure.
Reindeer, I have no problem with. All right, so let's get to a few books.
Well, this reminds me, the publisher needs to do more of this. Thank you for reminding.
I'll put your request in.
No, let him do it himself.
All right.
Don't get involved, man.
Oh, you're right.
It's the smartest thing in the world. All right.
Last thing I want to do is be in the trenches between you guys.
No, not between me, between him and
No,
Nick.
That's what
Yeah.
I want either
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Well, Nick, you know
Metal Elf.
Nick
What's up, man?
explains it to me like he would explain it to his cat that knocked the tree over. Oh, please don't do that.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you why I can't do this nonsense.
I thought you were gonna say he sprays you with a water bottle.
You know what? That's probably coming. That's probably coming.
All right, so
The
let's
rack,
get these two out of the way.
honestly,
What?
I hate to see this because while the rack is nostalgic, like a spinner rack almost, it's in the way we can't have a third person over here.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's
It's
certain
third person
reasons
usually
where
Marianos. Who cares?
I don't know if we have Ken Hazer or
I know, but Ken is so busy.
we could have had
so
Robbie
busy.
with some forethought because Robbie was in New York. That was like a train ride. I could have picked him up at the train station in Philadelphia.
That's true. But
Um,
Robbie was too busy going out and eating and seeing
Well,
the
he was
sights.
having fun, but
He
he
didn't
chose.
want to hang with us.
If Robbie chose not to have
understand,
fun
Robbie.
for a day, he could have
Maybe,
come.
maybe next time, but yeah, it was pretty full. It was a pretty full few days.
They told you he didn't want to come down here.
The truth of the matter is, the place to get together with Robbie is.
We should have gone to New York
Is
to see
Orlando.
him.
That's right, Orlando. Me and John
Orlando.
Cena.
That's the. No offense to anybody else's hometowns or whatever, but if I'm going to go catch up with one of my friends, it needs to be somewhere like Orlando.
Well, apparently Robbie
Vegas.
goes to these towns to go to these cons, but never actually makes it into the con.
Might make
He
it to
hits
the con a little bit in Orlando.
Little
I mean,
Bahama Breeze. He's hanging out at. Okay, he never actually. I asked him, "Did you go to the con?"
Well, his table is setting up a table. Like he puts up a little placard that like PCP, and it's sort of a business trip. I'll have to shoot a text to his account.
So Corey, I want to tackle that one. So even if the Birds won against the Niners, I don't think they would have gotten past the next round. Okay, they have offensive problems and they're big. Okay, and I'm not, so many people like to blame Jalen Hurts, but I'm not putting it on him. Okay, he's done what he needs to do. He should have run more, but again, I blame Kevin Patullo, the OC. All right, I blame AJ Brown, drop passes, critical times. If you're going to spend the entire season complaining and whining and moaning that you're not seeing the ball enough, and then when you do, and we need you to come up big, you drop the ball.
Casuals thought the Eagles were better than people who knew football and or people who live in this area knew. You know it. You feel the energy at the stadium. You feel the energy at the tailgates. You know when the people buy into it, and you know when you're like, you know what I mean?
Unknown. I applaud what you just said. AJ Brown is gone. After the whole scene on the sidelines with Sirianni, I don't see how they can keep him. Okay. I heard Patullo was already gone, but again, I was talking about this. If you got here late, the early part of the show, it might have been a fake Facebook, fake news thing, because they said Doug Peterson, like midway through the season, was coming in and taking over the OC spot. Obviously, that didn't happen. So, but I don't see any way that Patullo is still here. If they haven't fired him already, AJ has been writing his own book at this point. Yeah, CJ, but I don't see how you can keep him. You know what I'm saying? And they always deal with cap hits, like Micah Parsons, anyone. Okay, there is always somebody who thinks they can do something with that. Okay, Stefanski's found a job, I heard. So there's always somewhere to go. I'm not saying he's a bad receiver or anything. It's like Andy Reid. When Andy Reid left Philadelphia, it was just time. I didn't think he was a bad coach. I didn't think it was his fault.
Everything has to run.
Yeah, it was just his time.
We make a lot of analogies in pro wrestling here. Every angle, every story has its time,
right?
And then it's done. And the hardest thing is to end it, to cut it off, and say, okay, in wrestling, people are injured, and you know what I mean, or they're fired.
I thought
they go home for 6 months, and then they come back when everyone misses them. And I think to a certain extent, we're at this point now with the Eagles staff where, okay, it's time. In real sports, it's harder because it's more money.
Right.
And it's, 40,000 people screaming curse words at you for 3 hours every Sunday.
I have to admit, I was very much against when they replaced Doug Peterson with Nick Sirianni. Okay. And Doug Peterson went to, where was it? Jacksonville? Was it Jacksonville?
I want to say yes.
It wasn't the Panthers, right? No, it had to be Jacksonville.
No, I think it's Jacksonville.
Yeah. And didn't have very much success during his time there. And Sirianni has done great. So it was the right call at the time. So who knows? What do I think? What's my Super Bowl matchup? I would like to see the Seahawks in it. Main reason is because I want to laugh at all my Jets friends. Like, look, Sam Darnold goes to Seattle. They're number 1 seed in the NFC. Jets, and I say this all the time, they ruin QBs, man. They absolutely ruin QBs. There's a long, list of QBs that they've ruined. On the AFC side, I don't really know. I'm not really sure who I like that kid Drake May, so I kind of want to see New England do it, but I kind of want to see somebody who hasn't done it. And then tonight, of course, I am of course rooting for the Steelers because for no other reason than Aaron Rodgers is old, and you got to root for the old guy. Okay. Now, I don't know whether it'll happen or not, but, I got to root for the old guy. But I think what we're seeing is a new crop of QBs. That's kind of thing. I agree. New England has way too many titles. It's time for somebody else. I don't know. And then he went to Seahawks, and look what happened. So it's very hard to have success. Okay, look at you know what? Okay, CJ, thank you. That actually, I'm going to call that one. I'm going to agree. I would like to see the Bills do it. Can they do it? I don't know. They look a little bit shaky. But I like Josh Allen, and the Bills have never won one. They had all those horrible years, those painful years with getting so close with Jim Kelly
still twitches when you mentioned Super Bowl.
Oh my God, that was unreal. That was unreal to be in the Super Bowl that many times and never win. That was absolutely
X-Files fans understand why, and if the Bills do win this year, you'll know exactly what became of the Super Bowl.
So thank you, CJ. I would like to see the Bills and the Seahawks. But again, it's kind of not a big deal for me anymore. I'm just enjoying. I like the fact that most of the games were very close, except for the New England game, which somebody mentioned.
My wife's national headquarters is in Buffalo, and they are exceedingly
Bills Mafia.
They are very much. I was asked if I wanted to do the company's game party, and I said, "Why don't we see
all the way in Buffalo?"
They
come with tickets?
I don't know. Well, that's what I said. I said I'm retired happily for tickets or a luxury box. I might be able to.
Yeah, I'll just take tickets.
I might be able to I understand the food scene in Buffalo is very much in my wheelhouse in terms of catering and stuff like that, which means I would probably give them something a little bit different. But
so it's not like you got anything else to do.
You know, and it's one of those things where I've always tried to avoid. I was asked a couple times to do events for my wife's company. My wife's worked there for a long time, and she works very hard. I would not want to do anything that sort of reflects poorly on her. You know, something happens, somebody doesn't show up on a day, it goes sideways. I had enough events, tailgates, tickets, passes. I've been in luxury boxes often enough, you know, kind of just people like, how'd you get into a luxury box? Security always opens the door when you have food. They always open the door when you have food. I'm happy to watch the game at home. My wife has to go up there. I hope she enjoys it. Although, again, you know, if they want to cover the airfare and everything, then
right. All right, so let's get some books. I realize we've been chatting for a while now. All right,
do we have books? We don't have a rack, so how do we have books?
It's in the cloud.
Oh boy!
All right, so Dynamite 10-pack reader set. As we all know, 10 random Dynamite titles. $3.99 cover price or higher, and as always, we have it for $5. Then the best deal we've ever had, the DF Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s, or 2 metal covers, or 1 of each, up to you. 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guarantee, and we have for $85. One more time, if I can get away with it, I'll do it for $70 again tonight. This truly is the last time, though. I'm telling you guys. Sooner or later,
on
next
it now before it goes away, everybody.
Because Nick is going to catch on and bust the door down. All right.
Not before I pitch Dynamic Dog and
That's
Dynamic
why it's good to have you here. So on Wednesday, when I don't have
you're
Johnny,
telling this stuff off. Nick, clearly animals are the future. Stop with the human characters.
Right.
I'm pitching Dynamic Dog and Dynacat with a cover by Robbie Bills. I smell money.
Well, that'll never come out.
I smell money.
Oh, good news, Becky. I'm glad I was able to help.
Nice. We just got it in.
Oh my God, too funny. All right. So sketch covers, the new ones, and I have some old ones that I discounted as well. All right, so the new ones are really nice. Catwoman 80th anniversary.
Oh, that
Catwoman
nice.
Cover sketch by Will Torres.
That's very nice.
Right?
And we'll see.
And look, a cat.
A cat.
There you go.
Yeah, I like
those
that.
of you invested in human characters, prepare for the wave.
Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
What's the biggest book this year? Thundercats.
Good point.
Zootopia.
So
people are tired of humans.
My good friend, the head of our softball organization, his son-in-law is a Carolina Panthers fan.
Sorry.
And I go, why?
Why?
And he goes, because he's a cat person.
Fair enough.
So there you go.
Fair enough. I'd probably go with the Lions then, but fair enough.
Well, it made more sense. Panthers were playing over the weekend, right? Detroit was not. Sorry, Edward.
Yeah, don't bring that up.
No, I'm sorry. It came out that way. All right. So Civil War.
I just realized how many animal books we do, and suddenly Dynamic Dog and Dynacat doesn't sound so stupid. I'm looking at everything we do with Disney and Thundercats and Gargo. When's the last time you saw like a human being in a Dynamite comic other than like
Tecmo Bowl was the best with its low-end graphics.
Bo Jackson and Jerry Rice. Oh my God. If you threw the football to Jerry Rice, it did not matter how far away he was. He picked it up and was gone. And I used to love that.
And the graphics were so bad, you weren't even sure they were running.
You weren't even sure who that was. And,
yeah, I know.
But I had an older TV. You just kind of listened for the sound.
I love that game. That game was awesome.
We still play it every once in a while.
So, Civil War 2, #1 with Nighthawk cover sketch by Joe Delbiato and Mariano Nicieza.
Yeah, CJ, I went through a period of time when I was working where I went to a lot of plays, both in Broadway and Walnut Street in Philadelphia. I don't know if I know a tiny little bit about Broadway to film. I don't know if anything has ever been as horrific as Cats as a movie. I don't.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen things over the years that were made into movies. Maybe they weren't as successful. This, that, whatever. Cats is just, it's real hard to watch, especially for a bunch of different circumstances, nieces and nephews. I've probably seen Cats about 5 or 6 times.
Right. Movie or the musical?
The musical, the play. Sitting through the movie, I had hoped it would be good, but I warned my goddaughter, who loves Cats, like, please don't, Hollywood, Broadway, not necessarily a great tag team all the time. Sure enough, we left the theater a couple hours later. I wish I was old enough for you to buy me a drink. She's like 13, and the kid needs a drink after seeing that movie.
All right. So next up, we got Jeff the Landshark, #1, with Spidey Landshark cover sketch by John.
See, Marvel knows it too. Spider-Ham. Let's stop with the human characters.
That's actually a shark. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. All right, then we have Superman #1 with classic Superman cover sketch by our friend Tracy Medina. I didn't see her in the room; she might be busy working.
Oh, we have the Flash by Tracy Medina because I already told her I was taking that.
Not yet.
Okay.
She
did a Golden Age Flash that I was like, send it directly to me. I laughed. I told her when you send it to Dynamite, do it like a Harry Potter address. The table John sits at on Monday is like the address.
MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
That's really nice.
Then we have Deadpool versus Old Man Logan with Wolverine versus Deadpool cover sketch by Silverback and our buddy Mariano. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
I caught him on the way out.
Very cool McFarlane homage. That's awesome. That's one of the most iconic covers he's ever done. It's as iconic as his Spider-Man 300, I would say.
That's what I was going to say. That's kind of on the same level as Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know which one is more iconic, but.
All right. So then the older ones that we have at discount. Deceased Dead Planet #1 with Zombie Batman.
CJ, when you say Stingray, do you mean the Marvel Avengers character from the 80s? This sort of Black Manta equivalent in Marvel?
I think they're talking about Stingray, the Avenger, right? The red and
white. Red and white. He sort of has water wings and like a sort
of. Joshua, what's going on, bud?
That character reminds me of a less successful Black Man.
All right, so MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one at discount for $45. Then we have Despicable Deadpool #300 with Black Panther cover sketch by Elvis Cardona and Joe Del Beato.
This is nice. I like this.
MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $30. I don't think I've ever done it at that price.
I almost feel this is like a Marvel stamp collection or thing from the 70s, right?
Good point.
Yeah, it does look like one of those value stamps.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Very much, and I mean that in a good way, by the way. It's, for the people who might not be familiar with that, that's, for old people, that's a good thing.
So then we have Batman Superman #1 with Batman versus Superman cover sketch by Dan Nylinger. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $45. Then Avengers #1 with Elektra cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
I love the color choice here.
Suggests a retail of $149.99, and we've got this one for $30.
I love the heavy Miller vibes too on here.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of good stuff here. I like this a lot. Usually you see her in the red is usually more pronounced, I guess. I like the fact that this is a little. Just a little dialed down a little bit.
Yeah, I like this a lot. A little Miller, a little McDaniel. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
All right, I got 2 things to announce.
You bought me something to eat?
Besides the fact that I don't have the...
Is one of them dynamic?
What was the hair that we said, Nicholas? Huh? Last week when my hair was all
messed. My God. You would not go on camera, but it looks like you got caught in a wind tunnel.
What was the guy? Buss. Nicholas Buss or whatever. Jerry Buss.
Jerry Buss, oh my God.
From the Lakers.
The Lakers.
Oh. Remember, I was like, the only difference between me and Jerry Buss was the way my hair looked.
was it took him 45 minutes to prep his hair like that.
It was funny. I have to admit, you came in.
It
I'm
was
like, what
me-
happened to
It
you?
was me just walking out of the shower and forgetting to put mousse in my hair. All right, so I got two things to announce. Besides, I don't look like Jerry Buss right now.
You
One,
remembered the moose.
I remember the moose. Having my veggie sandwich. Two,
Did my friend
Do you,
make a
do you
decent
do that on camera to prove to Pam that you're doing that?
No.
You're eating it?
no, because it used to be our running joke.
Did
And
my,
since I haven't
Yeah,
ordered
no,
Angelo's
I know.
pizza lately, that running
That's
joke's
true.
over.
What-
did
are
my
you all
friend
right?
do a good job with that sandwich? Or do I have to-
This time, I'll let you know. I haven't bitten into it yet.
Oh, okay.
But man, asking them for the chips is a pain in the ass. They're like, we don't want to give you chips. Like, why not? It's $12 a sandwich. Give me chips.
I'm not going to say it on the air, but the place where you
I
got
don't want a
that,
pasta salad.
the place where we got that is not what it used to be. Between you and me, it's not. It's
They
not
sell
Well,
what
the
it?
chips are great.
Yes, the chips are amazing.
They sell it?
Yes, but I don't want to pay $1 for a side of chips.
No. I meant, did they sell, the owner sell?
No,
No,
it's delis.
it's just different.
All right, so the other reason why I came on here, the more important reason, just asking that everybody hit the thumbs up. Did you subscribe? And if you are subscribed, did you double check to make sure you're still subscribed? And make sure you hit that bell for notifications. But the most important thing, on Friday, the Don King. I wasn't
Close. It was close.
no, it was like I said, look up was it John C. Riley? Look up John C. Riley as Jerry Buss.
That's great reference.
Yeah, look up John C. Riley as Jerry Buss.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Corey, I did. I'm sorry, I've been behind. Spam Pop-Tarts. Friday, at least, we got the Original Art Experience Facebook page up to 1,000 followers, giving away at least $1,000 of original art, published art on Friday.
So
And knowing me, it's probably going to be
So
2,000.
do you have any Hawkeye pieces?
I
By
actually
John Byrne?
no.
All right. So someone was asking, I forget who, unknown maybe?
I gotta go.
All right.
Space Case.
Space Case. All right. So
Yes,
Space
you can
Case
work
sent
on
me the email.
securing
One.
the good dog rights for a comic.
All right. So you know what? We blew past break number 2, so we're gonna
maybe
take
like
it right
Good
now.
Boy, 1959.
7 p.m. Alberto Eastern. All right. So we're gonna take our second break. Hang out. We'll be right back.
Boring old Tuesday.
Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful
I'm
comics.
very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sales shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books,
Sexy! Momo books for you.
a cute dog, weird accents,
69, bro!
a wheel of skid bark.
Your wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Haktua magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri. Tuesday nights, part of the experience. FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
Alberto, I got the joke. I'm sorry, I missed that. Yeah, you're right. So I got it. All right, my bad. All right, so this one I can't believe did not sell on the first pass. Venom #1 with Venom cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. And this one's so nice. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it at discount at $45.
I am surprised this is here. Venom is usually one of those things, almost like Star Wars. That goes
Well,
out and it's
actually,
gone.
yeah.
Did we have more than one? Is that what happened?
Well, I think this one was someone did not pay. It was a while ago.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I pulled those today. I did a little spring cleaning and pulled them and put them back in the inventory.
Pay for the comics?
I know it's a novel
People still
concept.
do that?
All right. So then we have the Thanos cover sketch by Joe Del Beato. Oh wait, Stevie B.
Great claim. Good reason too.
Electra, gotcha. Stevie B.
That is a great reason, isn't it? Because you can't afford a real
Gotcha,
Frank Miller.
buddy. You're good. All right.
It's a good pickup and it's honest.
Deadpool and Mercs for Money. Thanos cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. MSRP of $149.99, and we have it for $30.
This one is gorgeous. This one looks like one of those Marvel Blacklight poster kind of things or something.
Right.
I mean, this is so cool. I love the colors.
This reminds me of if they decided to do like the Infinity Gauntlet in the Blacklight era.
Yeah.
Robbie said this is very much got the sort of.
All right. So next up, we got some ratios that were purchased, but the people never paid. So it is what it is. Back in inventory it goes. So first up, we got Zatanna, Bring Down the House, #1, 125 ratio by Martinez Bueno.
This is a character I really want to see James Gunn do something with.
We have this one for $9.
This was a great series too. Really good stuff. Great artwork on the interiors as well.
Wanda White, welcome.
I think this is a character that if James Gunn maybe put like an animated series, I don't know if he would do like a whole full-blown movie, but I think like an animated series on HBO would be very cool.
All right. So then we have Laura Kinney, Wolverine #2, 1/100 ratio, Villalobos, Virgin variant. And I have this one for $30.
Guess we'll see this character in Avengers Doomsday?
I don't know. Last I read, she has not been approached yet.
Okay.
So we'll see. All right. Then we got Rogue, the Savage Land, #1, 1/100, J. Scott Campbell Virgin. And we have this one for $30.
Hot cover. A lot of people like J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah. I have for a long time.
Yeah, and they also like Savage Land Rogue. And when the two combine,
I always felt this original story was like an homage to Mark Schultz and Zenzo Tales. Back in the day, you know what I mean? It almost seems to be like, you know what I mean? I'm at the time this is coming out each week, and I'm thinking, man, this has a lot of Mark Schultz energy. But yeah.
All right. So then we have New Champions #1, 1/100, Archer and Virgin. And this one we have for $55.
Stanley does okay.
And then we have Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1/100, Lee Bermejo, Virgin. And we have this one for $60. All right. So
Wanda White just became a YouTube member.
Very cool. Thank you, Wanda. All right. So then we have Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1/50 ratio by Gabriel Del Otto. I have this one for $15. All right. So let's go back. Anybody that joined us a little bit late, let's go ahead and do a recap. All right. First up, we got the giveaway. Tonight's giveaway is Deadliest Bouquet, #5, signed by Erica Schultz. To join the giveaway, all you got to do is put #EXP Monday, all lowercase, in the chat. You only need to enter it once. Then we had the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. So a $40 retail or higher, and we've got it for $5 as always. Best deal we've ever had on the show, DF Mystery Box. Dynamic Forces Mystery Box. 2 CGC 9.8s, 2 metal covers, or one of each. It's up to you. 1 version, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Retail value of $200 guaranteed. Normally sell it for $85. Tonight we have for $70. 2 metal covers. Each metal cover retails for $100. So there's a $200 value guaranteed, and you get all the other books more or less for free. All right, sketch covers. Catwoman 80th anniversary with Catwoman cover sketch by Will Torres. MSRP of $149.99, and you have for $65. Then Civil War II with #1 with Nighthawk cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Then we have Jeff the Landshark, #1 with Spidey Landshark cover sketch by John Pleak. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Then Superman #1 with classic Superman cover sketch by Tracy Medina. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. All right. Then we have Deadpool versus Old Man Logan with Wolverine versus Deadpool cover sketch by Silverback and Mariano Nicieza. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Then Deceased Dead Planet #1 with Zombie Batman by Carl C.K. Kent. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $45, discounted price. Then Despicable Deadpool #300 with Black Panther cover sketch by Elvis Cardona and Joe Del Beato. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $30. Then Batman Superman #1 with Batman vs. Superman cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $45. I don't know, CJ. Good question, though. Then Venom #1 with Venom cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. MSRP of $149.99. We have this one for $45.
Yeah, this one's super rad.
And then we have Deadpool Mercs for Money. And we had Thanos cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. And we MSRP of $149.99, and we had this one for $30. Then Zatanna Bring Down the House #1, 125 ratio by Martinez Bueno. Got this one for $9. Laura Kinney, Wolverine #2, 1/100, Villa Lobos Virgin. And we have this one for $30. Then Rogue the Savage Land #1, 1/100, J. Scott Campbell Virgin. And we have this one for $30. Then New Champions #1, 1/100, Art Germ Virgin. And we have this one for $55. Then Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1/100, Lee Bermejo Virgin. And we have this one for $60. That is an amazing cover.
Yeah.
All right. Then Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1/50 ratio by Gabriel Del Otto. And we have this one for $15. All right. That's it. All right. So, yeah, Art Germ is something else, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of like a tier, like a pretty, I hate to use this term because it's overused.
Right.
But there's a pretty elite tier. And you know what I mean? That guy is sort of in it. You know what I mean? There's a kind of a tier of people where you're like, you buy the book even if you don't care about the character.
Right.
You're just buying the book, or I am the farthest thing from a Wolverine fan. I've never been a big fan of my powers are stab people. I would buy that without a second thought.
So, have you been watching Fallout series?
Yes.
I haven't gotten through the last episode all the way through. So, but I've been enjoying it, but I don't know. It seems slower in season 2 than season 1.
It's not the same pacing and energy as season 1, and maybe that's by design.
So,
plus, keep in mind that there's always an enthusiasm and energy to something's first season when it's genre.
Right.
I mean, up until a few years ago, I'll say 5 years ago, nobody would have thought Fallout would be a TV show.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If 5 years from now, we're talking about BioShock season 2 wasn't as good as its season 1. Right now, I guarantee you, nobody is thinking that BioShock would be an Amazon show or whoever. I don't care. Apple TV decides BioShock would be a great thing to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. BioShock season 1 will explode, and all these old gamers will come out from the woodwork remembering, how cool BioShock was. You would sit in a room with the lights out and play this thing, and, it was like Silent Hill level creepy energy. So I think there's a certain amount of
thank you, Marvel fan. I agree.
What they used to call sophomore blues,
right?
The sophomore jinx or whatever.
It seems so slow this season.
And I haven't watched Fallout, right? And I don't know anything about it, but also what happens is sometimes, especially when a show is a huge hit, then instead of just saying, all right, we'll renew you for another season, then the studio or the executives start getting a little greedy and they're like, well, let's extend this out. And then maybe it causes the creators to slow up their story a little bit or something like that. I know that's happened with many shows.
Yeah, this feels like it's
Eric Kripke talked about that in Supernatural. One of the complaints about Supernatural is it's inconsistently paced. And Eric Kripke is very open and honest about that there were a lot of, hi, I'm the new vice chairman, deputy president, lieutenant, sheriff, chancellor of the studio, and I've got this input. And meanwhile, this guy's trying to tell a story. And he's got to deal with some suit, who really probably has no business, A, in his job, and B, sitting down with Eric Kripke talking about creative matters, blah, 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 that sort of stuff, right? And this guy talked about dealing with at least 4 of these odious individuals over the 15 years that Supernatural is on. Joss Whedon, not exactly the most warm and fuzzy name these days. Yeah, Joss Whedon talked about that at a con I was at when asked about different things about Buffy and this and that or whatever and blah, blah, blah. And he said, let me tell you all the good things and all the bad things about Buffy. Now, obviously, he wasn't completely forthright about all the bad things about Buffy, but one of the things he did kind of throw out there was that he essentially told the same story Joe Straczynski told about Babylon 5.
Right.
I'm trying to tell a story. You believe in the story enough to hire me, budget, etc. Why are you coming down here and bothering me? And it's a thing that has plagued Hollywood and the world of television for decades. I get you have to make the argument that it's part of the process.
So, Marvel fan, I agree with what you're saying. The ghoul in the armor is stupid. So, maybe I missed this part. How do you become a ghoul? How's that happen exactly?
Remember that cool, kids? I am not a big fan of the ghoul in the armor. I think Fallout, it almost looks like, when I see the ghoul in the armor, I feel like they're trying to sell action figures.
I never played the game, so I have no idea in the history. So when I watched the first season, I was very impressed. But how do you become a ghoul? Does anyone know?
Not specifically, no.
Okay. Anyone watching knows? If you do, let me know. Because that was something I was curious about. So apparently the lead protagonist, she's become a drug addict after she was crucified by that rebel group or whatever they are.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout Fallout is like a weird dichotomy of you've got like a lot of clip art energy, right? And then you've got this brutal world of, you know what I mean? It's, generally unknown. That's right. I don't know what they did.
I see.
Ghouls essentially are what's it called in the game? The leap of faith, where they're sort of like out into the radiation, and then it's like their version almost of the undead or whatever.
Got it. No, CJ, I definitely do not. I like my nose.
Yeah,
Acres movie.
I mean, I also think to a certain extent there's a lot of reliance on Walton Goggins because, let's be honest, it's Walton Goggins. But I think you're asking, when you slow the pace down, I think you're asking a lot from him. One person. I think they should have kept on keeping on. There's nothing wrong. And the biggest person who talks about keep on keeping on is Chris Carter. Your incessant nonsense ruined the X-Files. Of course, there were some ego and some other things going on, but
in the end, you solved nothing.
Yeah.
And that was a problem.
You wind up with the X-Files on the rocks, ratings terrible. I saw numbers on streaming numbers for the first 4 or 5 seasons of the X-Files and the last few seasons. Last few seasons are like non-existent. Nobody's watching that stuff. The Chris Carter content people are screaming for is Millennium. Where is that?
Yeah, no, I agree. So what have you been watching though? What have you gone to theaters? Last movie?
Last thing I've seen was Prime.
Okay.
Which
that explains
a
a lot.
It came out, I think I got to see it a day or two early, like the Regal Unlimited thing. They have I think it came out Friday, and Regal Unlimited had like a Thursday, like 7:00 show. It always pops up in my app. Hey, you want to see it a day early? It's probably the best thing out there right now because you had a bunch of stuff like Wicked came out.
Oh, the Neil Diamond movie. I know what you're talking about.
Chances are that's something I'll watch at home. That's a little. Yeah. I went through. I tell people all the time. I'm not a Regal Unlimited subscriber, so I can see every movie that comes out. I'm a Regal Unlimited subscriber, so that when Avengers Doomsday comes out, I can see it every day for a month. And movies of that nature. Now, granted, it doesn't always work. I thought I would see Tron Ares several times. I saw it a few times, and I was enough. I'd seen all I needed to see that.
Yeah, you said it wasn't a very good movie. I remember
it's just not. It's not about Tron. And it's not even about the great.
I think the mistake was bringing Tron into the real world was a mistake.
They're trying to tell a story, an analogy about AI and the corporate world and the military. Please stop. Just stick to the story.
Right.
Yeah, I think the big mistake was making another Tron movie. Like I think they really overvalue that franchise. I really think they do.
I would agree. Yeah, I think that the first one was okay. The second one was I don't know why they keep trying to make it again and again.
It's one of those things where the older we get, the better it used to be.
Yeah,
there was a period of time where I ran to the movie theater every week to see Tron. Yeah, that's how much I love that movie.
The Tron ride in Disney?
The Tron video game, I probably spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars playing that in quarters. I can still hear the music in my head. I had a BlackBerry, but that ringtone. And then the second movie came out, and the second movie, I think, had an opportunity to sort of reset the franchise into something new. And it just didn't. Disney believes in certain movies, and they just sort of, you know what I mean? John Carter of Mars is a great example. Mm-hmm. Everything was right about that movie. It landed. Nobody
the red tint in the entire movie gave me a headache.
See, I enjoyed that, but yeah, it was the same thing. Disney is at a size where, perfect example, The Black Hole. This is a movie that when it came out, I loved it and enjoyed it. And now you watch it and you think, man, like I still personally enjoy it, but
part of that,
60-year-old me talking to 20-year-old me.
Era, you know, it was in the vein of that Star Wars era, and we couldn't get enough. And it was Disney, and you figured it's going to be great, and turned out not to be great. I didn't like it that much. It was okay.
Well, I think a lot of people didn't like it that much. Again, I think it's one of those things where the idea of Tron is better than Tron. Like the animated cartoon they did was maybe the most creatively successful thing they've done since the original movie.
So
it looked great.
So
And had a somewhat consistent story. The rest of the stuff, the idea behind the second movie was a great idea. Flynn's son rescuing him from the grid, that was like a great idea.
Right.
You know, the fact that this is a kid, sort of like an adrenaline junkie, thrill seeker.
The second one was
his dad's money. You know what I mean? You, especially the time period that movie was made, that all kind of tracks. Right. You know, now everybody hates Nepo babies. Nobody wants to, you know what I mean? It's almost like it's completely flipped around. I mean, we've got people that are willing to empty the Great Lakes so that they can do AI pictures of themselves as like a Neanderthal and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band on ChatGPT. It's a very different world now.
So I finally finished reading Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have to admit,
man,
I liked it. I didn't like the way he handled the ending so much, but I understand it's very hard to end the book. But overall, I thought the book was good. So I am excited to see what they do with the movie. There are certain things that I just don't see how you can fit into a 2-hour length movie. But I thought it was a good book.
This is a story Salem's Lot.
What's that?
That's the story Salem's Lot. We were talking about Stephen King earlier when they made it into a movie. And you were like,
right. Even when they make that into a miniseries, they can't seem to get it right, man. That needs to be like a good, like 12 episode thing.
HBO, I heard HBO was doing Salem's Lot a couple of years ago, and I was so excited. Then I heard its runtime was going to be like 1 hour and 50 minutes, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, never mind."
Just like when they keep trying to do The Stand, like they keep trying to do The Stand should be like 4 seasons of a television show.
And it should be at least of those seasons, they should be 10 episode or more seasons.
Exactly.
You need quite a few to tell the story of The Stand and do it any kind of justice.
You know, me and John, man, we could really clean up some things if they would just let us. I mean, we're always on the same page, man.
We just need like $500 billion.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll find a lot. You know, we could do this out of.
Well, they're going to spend that money anyway, man. Why not do it?
Studios in Orlando.
Yeah.
There's enough HARP and weather control machines. Let's make some good movies. Yeah, I have a better idea. You can't control the weather. Stop doing that stuff.
So, Acres of Movies. I think I haven't seen anything about trailers or anything like that. I doubt the trailers have come out for Project.
The trailer's fine. It looks good.
Really?
It looks
good. The trailer.
I did not know that.
It's very successful. The audio is successful on Audible on Amazon. You know, the book is, I think they're they're real solid in there.
Oh, good to hear, TJ. I gotta tell you, the book was good. I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of picky when it comes to books. So
there's another Battleship fan in the chat. Awesome.
That the original one was awful. Rihanna
it's a TV classic.
Rihanna cannot act. It was just bad.
I don't think she was there to act. I just think it was she was in the movie. They paid her. She showed up.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't blame her. She claims she was paid almost 7 figures to just kind of show up and do her thing. I don't blame anybody who does stuff like that. If you're stupid enough to take a musician, and she's a very accomplished musician, the 2010s, that girl earned like nobody's business. She entertained people. She earned money. You decide to put her in an action movie based on a Hasbro game. You get what you get.
They could have gone somewhere with that. They just never did. It just never took off. The casting was weird, weak, I think. I don't know. I recently rewatched that movie, and it doesn't get better with a rewatch. It's just as bad as it was the first time I saw it.
Taylor Kitsch, and there's a Skarsgård in that movie. Come on now.
Did not enjoy it. But
I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to get all the Skarsgårds in one movie, and I want the movie to be like a Baron Frankenstein thing, that he's still alive, and the reason they all look like superhumans is because they are superhumans. like the great-great-grandfather is, Stellan Skarsgård, and he's still like making everybody tall and blonde and perfect and talented. I would love to see that. And of course, obviously, the antagonist to bring this all down has to be Paul Rudd.
I am disappointed that Dune, the series, the Dune Prophecy, I think, has not come back out. Second series, season 2
of what?
Dune Prophecy. So I am disappointed. The first one was not bad.
Do you know where Dune should be? Honestly,
where?
Dune should not be on HBO. Dune should be on Apple TV, along with their other science fiction masterpieces they're doing, like Invasion and stuff like that. They've really embraced the masters of sci-fi.
Right.
There's a consistent rumor out there that they're trying to do a series for Starship Troopers.
That would be interesting. I rewatched that movie of late.
I probably watch Starship Troopers 3 or 4 times a year. Some of the subsequent movies were not as good. I enjoyed them. Some I didn't enjoy. The original Starship Troopers, it's hard. If you don't like that movie, maybe stay out of the theater. Go to the library.
Yes, there are, Becky. I'm sorry. I know. We've gotten way off the track.
I just pitched one. Dynamic Dog and Dynacat.
Which doesn't actually exist. All right, here we go, Becky.
And yeah, Jay, I've heard that too. Mike Flanagan.
I'll tell you what, Becky, we got to go to the final break now. We will do that, and as soon as we get back, we'll get to the new books coming out on Wednesday, all right? So hang out. We'll be right back.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra, yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like...
No regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dosed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's going to be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below. Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, we are back. All right, here we go. So, out this week on Wednesday, Dynamite Blood Red #4, cover A by E.J. Sue.
very much enjoying this. This is very much one of those deals where I think Dynamite will probably be something that's revisited a lot. This is just, you know what I mean? This is sort of, there's a lot in this universe. I don't like that's a very overused word, but there's a lot in this universe that can be done.
All right. Then we have cover B by Roberto Melli. Cover C by Emilio Pilou.
This is a very cool cover, especially when you consider the story. This is the realm this has been told in.
All right. And then cover D by Will Robson. All the covers are extremely...
Well, it's Rocket Girl.
All right. Cover E, 110 ratio by Will Robson, The Virgin.
If you're enjoying Rocket Girl in this story, you're welcome. I don't know if Nick thought 2 seconds about Rocket Man and Rocket Girl. And after me barging into his office, Jeff Parker did Rocket Man and Rocket Girl, and now...
All right. Then we have cover F, 110 ratio, Emilio Pilou, Virgin. And then we have cover G, the 115 ratio, Roberto Melli, Virgin. And then cover H, the 115 ratio, EJ Sue, Virgin. That is Dynamite Blood Red #4 coming out Wednesday.
This cover
Also,
right here reminds me of the first level of the N64 GoldenEye game, if anybody remembers that.
N64. Wow, that's a deep cut.
And Acres, we have covered Southland Tales. I'm a huge fan of that movie. We have covered it on my channel.
All right. Also coming out Wednesday, Peter Cannon, and that'll make you happy. Thunderbolt #3.
As I've said on Blue Sky, if you're enjoying Peter Cannon, you're welcome.
Cover A by Cat Staggs. Cover B by Emmanuel Ercolani. I think I got that right. And then cover C by Daniel Scalisi.
Fred Van Lante shows you how cool Ozymandias and Watchmen could have been if they'd have just left it as the Charlton characters. Ozymandias is essentially Peter Cannon. And for a while, I think it was taken down because obviously it was, copyright infringement or whatever. But for a while, there was a page that had the Watchmen redrawn with the Charlton characters. I don't know if it was all AI or whatever, but it was kind of neat to see. Also, gross copyright violation, but it was kind of neat to see.
All right. Then we have cover D by Alex Ross. It's the Icon variant.
Do I need to send you the text or?
Yes, you do, actually, because I can't remember all this stuff. So be sure to send me the text. Cover E, the 110 ratio, Daniel Scalisi, Virgin. Cover F, the 110 ratio, Emmanuel Ercolani, Virgin. Cover G, the 115 ratio, Cat Staggs, Virgin. Cover H, the 115 ratio, Alex Ross, Virgin. And the ratios are the 110s are 10 and the 1 in 15s are 15. All right. So then Space Ghost #7 is also out on Wednesday. Cover A by Francesco Mattina. Cover B by Jay Lee.
That's a striking cover. I love that.
Cover C by Michael Cho.
And that one's just gorgeous.
I feel bad because Michael Cho is in my wheelhouse art-wise, and I don't know if I've given the full appreciation to some of the other covers that I should have. there's a world where Robbie and I have hundreds of billions of dollars, and Michael Cho is doing Space Ghost as a weekly. He just draws. That's all he does.
All right, then we have cover D by Bjorn Berens.
Yeah, I mean, look at this cover. I think we've talked about that artist a bunch of times, and I don't know if we've seen him do something that was not, that was not amazing.
All right, then we have cover F, the 1:10 ratio Bjorn Berens Virgin.
This cover is proof that Space Ghost does not skip leg day.
Right? No.
All right, then we have cover G, the 1:10 ratio Michael Cho Virgin.
This is too gorgeous. I mean, you could put this like on a piece of wall. It's an art. It's art. I mean, obviously it's art, but you know what I'm saying. Like this is
we understand.
Great.
All right, then cover H, the 1:15 ratio J Lee Virgin.
Yeah, this is very cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a black and white guy, so this really appeals to me. This is not traditional black and white, but it's very cool.
All right. And finally, cover I, the 1:15 ratio Francesco Mattina Virgin. And we have that one for 15. All right. So also out Wednesday, Vampirella, Armageddon, number 7, cover A by Francesco Mattina.
I like this cover. I like a lot of these covers. This is a fun book. I'll tell you that.
All right. Then cover B by Lyrics Lee.
The writer's having a blast doing this book. He unfortunately got pestered quite a bit over the holidays.
I wonder by whom?
With my
7C, you got it, Becky. Wait.
I was reminded.
You haven't even seen that one yet, Becky.
I was reminded that it takes them a lot longer to write this stuff than it does me to think it up.
Oh, Space Ghost. Sorry, Becky. Got that wrong. All right, Becky for Space Ghost C. Gotcha. You're good. All right. Cover C by Joseph Michael Linsner. Cover D, the cosplay variant.
Joni Brassos, right?
I'm not sure. I think you're right. Cover F, the 1:10 ratio cosplay Virgin. Cover G, the 1:10 ratio Linsner Virgin. Cover H, the 1:15 ratio Lyrics Lee Virgin. And then cover I, the 1:15 Francesco Mattina Virgin. And those are the Dynamite books coming out on Wednesday.
I mean, there's a rumor that AJ is talking about cutting his hair for his final match. So he goes out looking the way he came in.
All right, so let's do a recap because we have enough time left. All right, so the giveaway of the night is Deadliest Bouquet, number 5, signed by Erica Schultz. And as always, Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. As always, $40 retail or higher. And as always, we got it for $5. DF Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s, or 2 metal covers, or one of each, up to you. 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed. Usually $85. One more time, I'm selling it for $70. Sketch covers, Catwoman 80th anniversary with Catwoman cover sketch by Will Torres. MSRP of $149.99, and we have for $65. Civil War II, number 1 with Nighthawk cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. MSRP of $149.99, and we have for $65. Jeff the Landshark number 1 with Spidey Landshark cover sketch by John Pleak. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Then Superman #1 with classic Superman cover sketch by Tracy Medina. MSRP of $149.99. And we have this one for $65. Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan with Wolverine versus Deadpool cover sketch by Silverback and Mariano. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. DC's Dead Planet #1 with Zombie Batman by cover sketch by Cole C.K. Kent. MSRP of $149.99, discounted to $45. Despicable Deadpool #300 with Black Panther cover sketch by Elvis Cardona and Joe Del Beato. Suggested retail of $149.99. I have it $30. You know what? I'm going to make this one $25. Actually, all older sketch covers that are $30, I will do for $25. So Stevie B, the one you claimed, is now $25.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm not going to do that, Stevie B. All right. Batman Superman #1 with Batman vs. Superman cover sketch by Dan Eilinger. MSRP of $149.99, and we have for $45. You know what? All $45 sketch covers, I'm going to make $40 now. What the heck? We're reaching the end of the night, end of the show. So anything you heard that was $45 now becomes $40.
I hope they didn't waste all their money on Christmas, and now they don't have anything for your January sales.
All right.
We told you not to do that last year.
So Venom #1 with Venom cover sketch by Dan Eilinger. MSRP of $149.99. We had it at $45. I'm going to do that one for $40.
Have we checked to see if the teeth glow in the dark?
We did not.
Oh, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. They did
Could you
that with
imagine that?
There was that Venom Enemy Within #1 that had like the teeth and the slobber and the eyes. They would glow. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, we need tell the artists if they want to make any headway here at Dynamite, they better learn how to work with fluorescent ink.
All right. Thanos cover sketch by Joe Del Beato. Deadpool Mercs for Money #1 by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. I have for $30. I'll make this $25. All right. Zatanna Bring Down the House #1, 125 ratio by Martinez Bueno. Have that for $9. Laura Kinney, Wolverine #2, 1:100 ratio. Villalobos Virgin. Got that for $30. Rogue, the Savage Land #1, 1:100 ratio. J. Scott Campbell Virgin. Have that for $30. New Champions #1, 1:100 Archer Virgin. Have that for $55. Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1:100 Lee Bermejo Virgin. Had that for $60. Ultimate Wolverine #1, 150.
Mr. Towers is claiming.
Mr. Towers, which one, buddy? Oh, I haven't gotten that. Mr. Towers, you got it, bud. I'm assuming you mean the Lee Bermejo because I haven't got the other one yet. All right. So Ultimate Wolverine #1, 1:50 ratio. Gabriella Del Otto. I have this one for $15. Then the Dynamite books coming out on Wednesday. Dynamite Blood Red #4, cover A by E.J. Sue. Cover B by Roberto Melli. Cover C by Emilio Pilu. Cover D by Will Robson. Cover E, 1:10 ratio, Will Robson Virgin. Cover F, the 1:10 ratio, Emilio Pilu Virgin. Cover G, the 1:15 ratio, Roberto Melli Virgin. Got that for $15. Cover H, the 1:15 ratio, EJ Sue Virgin. Also coming out on Wednesday, Dynamite Blood Red #4, cover H, 1:15 ratio by EJ Sue. Then Peter Cannon Thunderbolt #3, cover A by Cat Staggs. Cover B by Manuel Arcolani. Then cover C by Daniel Scalisi. Cover D by Alex Ross, the Icon variant. Cover E, the 110 ratio Daniel Scalisi version. Cover F, the 110 ratio Emmanuel Arcolani version. Have that for 10. Cover G, the 115 ratio Cat Staggs version. Have that for 15. Cover H, the 115 Alex Ross version. Have that for 15. Then also out on Wednesday, Space Ghost number 7, cover A by Francesco Mattina. Cover B by Jay Lee. Cover C by Michael Cho. Cover D by Bjorn Berens. Cover F, the 110 ratio Bjorn Berens version. Cover G, the 110 ratio Michael Cho version. Cover H, the 115 Jay Lee version. Cover I, the 115 ratio Francesco Mattina version. Mr. Towers, you want Space Ghost 7 Jay Lee? Gotcha, bud. Mr. Towers. All right, gotcha, bud. All right. Cover A by Francesco Mattina. Oh, I'm sorry. Vaporella Armageddon number 7. Cover A by Francesco Mattina. Cover B by Lyrics Lee. Cover C by Joseph Michael Linzer. Cover D, the cosplay. Cover F, the 110 ratio cosplay virgin. Cover G, the 110 ratio Joseph Michael Linzer virgin. Cover H, the 115 ratio Lyrics Lee virgin. Cover I, the 115 ratio Francesco Mattina virgin. And those are the books coming out Wednesday. All right, so I will be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. for our normal show. Robbie has his movie night tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and tonight's movie is Heat, right?
Heat.
Yep, Michael Mann classic. Rex, when's the last time you saw Heat? You've seen it, right?
I've seen it, but it's like a long time. Maybe when it first came out.
Go home and watch it and listen to Robbie in the background.
Yeah,
well,
you should.
The game's
I'm sure it's just going to be a giant love fest because who does not like this movie? I mean,
but the game's on tonight.
Oh yeah, you're right. You can watch it on the replay.
Get out of here, game. Football season's done.
No, it's not.
Done. No one cares.
It's Versa out of it doesn't mean it's over. I still want to see. The old man's playing tonight.
He'll be in bed. He should have been a day game. He's up late for him, man.
I know, right?
They're probably getting him like espresso shots right before the national anthem.
Well, he saw that. What's his name? Phil Rivers came back, so he figures he's got a little bit more gas.
Sure, okay. You know what? And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as people aren't like hurting themselves. You know, if people want to take a chance.
I mean, Rivers retired immediately after the season again, but it's, tell me Aaron Rodgers isn't thinking about it. Okay, Phil Rivers retired, was out for 5 years, came back, and he wasn't the younger Phil Rivers, but he did a good job.
I think it depends on what, like a lot of times in the UFC, boxing too, but they'll talk about like your actual age versus your conditional age.
All right, Ultimate Wolverine 1 in 100. You got it, buddy.
Some of these quarterbacks, their situational age, not necessarily lining up with their.
Yeah, that's the one I have you down for,
age.
Mr. Towers. So you're good.
You know what I mean? There are people that can play. There are other quarterbacks 7, 8, 9 years.
Well, I thought what was funniest was he's a high school coach now, right?
Yeah.
So his entire high school team was watching him play, and they were going nuts.
Well, let's talk about it. For example, you look and you see Ron Jaworski play around the golf, super old, moving around real good for an old guy.
Yeah.
You see Randall Cunningham show up to a show, you practically have to help him get out of his truck.
Yeah.
They beat that guy senseless for years.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? If I had to pick someone's legs there, this is going to sound weird, but I'd probably take Jaws' legs. I've watched the guy.
Yeah. No, I hear you. You never know. It's a tough game, that's for sure. It's like Joe Morris could barely walk.
Oh, yeah. Joe Morris is another guy. He was at a nostalgia show in Wayne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they unfortunately threw it on Instagram. The guy, you know.
And they ran him a lot. Ourselves ran him.
Well, he was 5'9", barely 200 pounds, and they ran him into line at an age where
They
drug
ran him
testing in the
an
NFL
average
was a
of
joke.
38 times a game.
Yeah.
All right, so that just the
The
wear
guy
and tear.
can't turn his neck.
He did, you know, Marcus. He deserved to call before Cam Newton. Cam Newton is just a drama queen, and why would you want that? And he wouldn't have done better than Phil Rivers.
See, that's another thing too. It depends on like the mentality too. If you kind of have the mentality where look, like I'm going to show up in here for a little bit, do my thing, that's one thing.
Yeah, I mean Rivers did a great job. I thought for an old man coming
Raiders
in
brought
5 years off.
Do you remember when the Raiders brought Jim Brown back and he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
Yeah.
Jim Brown took about 25 snaps and realized, or ran about 25 times and realized, I might have been the king of the hill in 1960, whatever. But I'm going to get killed out here.
I think it's harder as a running back to come back, whereas a quarterback, it's at this stage of the game, if it's more mental, and that's the thing I think Phil Rivers brought to the Colts.
Well, also you're looking at now. Look at the supplements people are taking, loading up on testosterone and this other stuff.
Yeah, but watching Rodgers play is also.
Did Doug Flutie come back?
Yeah.
Doesn't he do
He's
Testofen
5'9".
or one of
He can't
these
see
sort
over
of?
the line anymore. So he's
I
too
like
short.
turtles.
All right, so I think that you watch Aaron Rodgers play, and when he's calling an audible, redirecting the line, that's stuff that's very hard to do without the experience.
Yeah.
So I enjoy
You can't
watching
teach stuff
old
like
guys
that.
do that. Phil Rivers, watching him do what he did, I thought was interesting. All right, Jay, let's go ahead and spin that wheel, buddy. All right, so if you haven't answered the hashtag, now's the time.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
No,
Who knows?
Aaron Rodgers did the
Good
last
luck.
game.
Who knows?
Could be.
And the winner is
Unknown.
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 Congratulations, Unknown.
Look at that. He comes right off the list and he's right back on.
Wow. I'm telling you, the guy's got a gift. Go
I
buy
already done a lot of
Powerball
lists,
ticket,
but-
unknown. All right, there we go. All right. So be sure to tune in.
First day
and-
eligible.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? All right, so be sure to tune in 1 hour to Robbie's Movie Fest. They're reviewing Heat, so that'll be
Do we
fun.
know what's going on? Does Jay, do we have anything?
Jay, what do we got coming on tonight?
Yeah, so after PCP movie night, make sure you come back to the experience at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for Best Coast Comics, where they are going to be talking about that Action Comics #1 that just sold for $15 million.
That's right.
And showing off community art and probably a bunch of other fun topics.
So, Jay, feel better. I know you've been battling something, and I can still hear it in your voice. So I hope you're getting better. Robbie, have fun with your movie fest tonight.
Of course,
I'll
that's fun with the game, man.
I'll throw this out there real quick. For people who maybe aren't reading this book, if you want to read something fun and different, pick up Blue Falcon and Dynamite. It is a super entertaining read. It's got
You're
a lot of
all over
nostalgia
the animals
energy.
now.
It's just what?
You're all over the animals comics now.
Well, no, I mean, right? I mean, the truth is the star of this book is Dynamite, but I just think that I don't know. I don't see any numbers. Like, I don't kind of get into that aspect of Dynamite. But more people should be reading that book because they're doing a kind of like a really good job of bridging the old stuff with the new stuff.
All right. So, as always, I appreciate you guys. Robbie, thank you. Jay, feel better.
Great seeing everybody today.
John, nice to finally
My
see
first
you.
show of the new year. That's one done. I got 3 more to go.
I will see everyone on Wednesday. Don't forget, Nick will be giving away $1,000 worth of original art on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, or 7 p.m. Eastern. Sorry.
Robbie, go check out Primate. It's fun. I certainly wouldn't say it's PCP movie night worthy, but it's Robbie hanging out for a couple hours and enjoying some popcorn worthy.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man.
Yeah. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.
Great seeing everybody.